What's up, everybody? Just shuffling the cards real quick, but I wanted to go ahead and make this reading um, facing forward this time, just because I felt like this was more of like a personal message. I have been like getting downloads ever since I'd definitely say like all this week, but something happened yesterday that Spirit just really wanted me to share with you guys. I had, I'm new to, not so much tarot, but like kind of new to like the YouTube and like doing readings over YouTube and stuff. I usually just do personals. And, so I have like one subscriber. I don't know, something like that. And like, I had someone comment on one of my readings. It was nothing. It was just like kind of telling me what the meaning of a card was, like kind of patronizingly, like I didn't know. And which, it's okay if, she thought she was trying to help or whatever. But normally I would get like triggered, like I don't like feeling stupid type of triggered, like I felt dumb, for a second. And then I'm like realizing that this is kind of a collective thing that's going on right now. So Spirit was like really bringing me to share this message with you guys, because I feel like during this Lionsgate portal, so many things are being activated as far as like long-term karmic endings. And I feel like a lot is being activated in your solar and your sacral chakra. So like for me, for example, having her, kind of make me feel the way I feel or trigger me that way over my readings. Growing up, I had a lot of judgment. A lot of judgment towards like, tarot, the things that I like, the style that I wear, like just so much judgment. I come from a Catholic, Hispanic family, so it's either a hit or miss, sometimes with that. And anyways, it just triggered that for me. And I felt like a lot of you guys are now coming out of like this long period of allowing yourself to listen to other people, and not so much that, but it's not specifically listen to other people, but giving your power away. Like I feel like this Lionsgate portal is really, it's either catapulting everyone through the portal, finally, all those people that are done with this karmic lesson that has been going on for a long time. For me, it's been about 10 years. And I feel like because I was, okay, so back to my trigger. Because I was triggered that way, and it didn't last long. It definitely hit me that it was like something I was coming out of. It was no longer something that I was going to be experiencing, even though it was the beginning of something. This is the first comment that I received, and it's going to be, it's the first of many. I'm sure there's going to be many comments that don't resonate. I don't like the way you read that, blah, blah, blah. There's going to be lots of that. And this is kind of like a beginning, like almost like a, those of you that are no longer caring, or putting yourself first, or standing in your power now, and knowing your boundaries and knowing your self-worth, knowing your personal power, and you're standing within it. This is kind of like a beginning, but you're ready for it. You're like, bring it on. Some of you guys, I feel like this is a catalyst into the process of becoming there. So like maybe like by next portal, you'll be fully ready to go through it. You know what I mean? But for a lot of you guys right now, I feel like what I went through yesterday with that trigger, and kind of what it activated within me, it like activated like a self-worth, like a trusting in my self-worth, because that was something I was dealing with, trusting the messages that I was receiving, and for the longest time, I thought I was, I had a lot of imposter syndrome, because I thought like, well, the messages that I'm getting, like they don't, this card doesn't have that meaning really, but I'll get like a bunch of different messages for like, this one card. Even though the Nine of Summer, the Nine of Cups has a specific definition in tarot, I'll get different messages, because I'm channeling different messages. And that's my way of doing it. So for that lady who had commented telling me what that card meant, like I didn't know, that's okay too, That's the way she does her readings, or that's the way she lives her life, she is by the book, and that's okay. I had just recently started listening to, again, another tarot reader. Her name is Queen Cup. I listened to her at the beginning of my tarot journey, so like a couple years ago, 10 years ago, when I first started this, when I was like 19. I'm like 29 now. But I had started listening to her, and then I kind of fell off. I stopped listening to her. Just recently, I started listening to her again. And the reason why I stopped listening to her is because she kind of scared me, to be honest. Like, her energy was kind of scary. Like, I follow one tarot reader specifically, Consciousness Evolution Journey. And I resonate a lot with her. She's very soft-spoken. She's very sweet and kind. And Queen Cup is very in your face and tell you like it is. And I love that. But for a minute, it was kind of too much for my energy, Now I feel like, and this is how it correlates to the portal, I feel like this portal is now, we're able to stand in that power without feeling shame behind it. And that's what I mean by like it activating the sacral chakra. You're no longer feeling shame about your opinion, or about where you stand, or about showing your personal power. So back to Queen Cup, I started watching her, and there was some lady on her live that was like, do me, give me a reading, do me. And she's like, listen, you need to get out of here. I'm not doing that do me, pick me shit. And I mean, it scared me for a second. I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I kind of got intimidated by her. But it didn't scare me away. It just reminded me, she's standing in her power. She is taking care of her energy, her space. She's reading for her collective. If you don't resonate, then you don't resonate. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what's going on with a lot of us. I feel like that's what was activated in me yesterday, or at least triggered to make me think about the activation of that yesterday, because I ended up telling myself, like, this is ridiculous. Like, I finally have the courage to put myself on YouTube, even though I've been doing this for 10 years. Finally have the courage to go on YouTube, and I'm not going to let anyone take that away from me. You know what I mean? And like, it's a collective message. So I love that, and I had to share that with you guys, because you guys are no longer letting people put you down anymore. And it's not to say that, like I said, in the past I was intimidated by her energy because I thought it was like scary, and like she was like, mean. No, it's not at all. That's her energy. And she does say sometimes, you're like, oh, I'm getting into my shadow self right now, like I'm starting to cuss a lot and this and that, and like, it's okay though. Like, the integration of the soft and the hard it's becoming balanced. It's not one extreme or the other anymore. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're becoming comfortable in that. You're becoming comfortable in your vulnerability, and it's just, oh my god, it's propelling everyone forward so quickly. I love it. So I'm gonna pull some tarot just to like piggyback off of that. But yeah, this Lionsgate, and like I said, even if like you feel like you're not ready, like, oh, I'm not quite there yet, like I'm still triggered, I'm still like scared, I'm still worried about being judged and what people think about me moving forward, I feel like it's gonna slowly start to shed away, like, for some of you, like I said, it's going to happen a lot quicker. Like, I'm getting this image of, like, gears that have been, like, stuck. Like, they're, like, rusty and, like, cobwebs. And, like, they haven't moved in a long time. And, like, someone's finally moving them. And it's, like, like, barely going. But then once it goes, it, like, goes. You know what I mean? I don't know if that made sense. That's just what I'm seeing. But, yeah, I'm really excited about this, this Lionsgate portal for sure. I feel like there's a lot of activation going on. So, let's see what else Spirit has to say. Yeah, King of Autumn. This is King of Pentacles. So it's like whatever's going on an earthly level, like you've mastered it as far as you know, these lessons that we learn here on a 3D, these people that are meant to trigger us, because usually, you know, it's people experiences. You are, you're just standing in your power. Like, look, this right here says, be assertive when it comes to what you know is right, you know? And, there's not so much like a right or wrong when it comes to like the way to live. You know what I mean? But what is right for you is right for you, and you know that. You know, and only you know that. So there's no more, you know, you listening to the external, you trying to find validation from the external. It's now like you are now in your power. I love it. I love it. What else? Queen of Winter, so another suit. This is the Queen of Swords. So, yeah, for some of you, like I said, it's not going to happen like quickly for a lot of you. For who I'm reading for, like I feel like a strong message of like I'm reading for like the underdog almost. Like I'm reading for those of you that that are where I was 10 years ago. You know, so there's a potential to be this here. There is, but it's all up to you. You know, we're given this opportunity to manifest during this portal. It's a great opportunity to manifest, but what are we manifesting? Are we going to manifest more fear and more, you know, fear of judgment? Or are we going to manifest more of more experiences where we stand in our power and we feel comfortable with it? That's where, you know, this Queen of Winter, she's getting there. You know, it's the queen, it's not the king yet. You're getting there, but right here what's really sticking out to me is this patient word right here. Only because, like I said, there's a lot of you too that the gears are just barely moving, or it's going to be like I said, a slow shedding into this energy. So, you know, and then down here at the bottom too, let me read this because this is going to help you in growing, obviously. Let go of people or things that no longer serve you. Now's the time to focus on your career, but letting go of things, people or things that no longer serve you. You're letting go of your fear of judgment, this restraint that you put on yourself based on the external world. You're no longer letting it get to you. You're living in your own world essentially, and you're happy about it. You're not feeling isolated by it and alone. You're feeling powerful in it. And that's awesome. I mean, like I said, for some of you who this is just starting and you don't quite feel there yet, give it time. I feel like by the next Lionsgate portal for sure, you guys will be ready. Definitely. But I do feel collectively like this is just a big catapult forward for a lot of people. What'd I just say? What did I just say? Yeah, the Chariot right here. Yeah, you're moving forward, and you're integrated in the regular tarot. The card is 2 horses, and one's black and one's white, and that's the dark and the light being integrated. What I was saying earlier, that that softness and that hardness, that you're no longer one extreme or the other. You're seeing how you could be both. Now you're understanding that you could be both, and it's a good thing, you know. We don't always want to be too soft and too kind to where we're being walked all over, but we don't want to be a complete bitch either, you know. You're finding a balance in that, and it's making you feel whole, you know. This one right here, reading it to you on the bottom, it says success that comes from dedication and self-discipline, celebrating your accomplishments, being in the spotlight. Yeah, you guys are like, I fucking did this. You know, like I did this. For those of you that this has been a long-term thing, like I said, for like me, for I know it's been like 10 years and I'm finally letting it go. It's like a, like you're finally becoming who you were meant to be. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it. Let's pull some more. And you know, think of this 8 as like time of transformation. Like think about what 8 represents in like astrology, like the 8th house. That's all about transformation and you know, rebirth. And I feel like it's a lot of that. It's like we're coming into a new version of ourselves. Queen of Spring, another suit. Yeah, you guys are, I mean, we all are. We're all like coming to our highest power. So this would be like the Queen of Wands. You know, brilliant, loyal, talented, friendly. And it says, believe in yourself. Wonderful people want to help you. Maintain a balance between work and home life. There's that balance again. Maintaining that balance. You know, all we would need is a cup right here, a suit of cup. And you guys are like completely like becoming well-rounded, you know, like it's beautiful. Wow, that's 3 suits and the Chariot. Yeah, you guys are really, you guys don't give a fuck anymore, to put it bluntly. You guys are like, I love me now, now, because this wasn't something that you felt before, you know, and I'm like getting the chills too, reading it, or saying that, because it's like, yeah, like a lot of you guys have been like not liking yourself too. Like I said, this activation in the solar plexus as well. With the sacral chakra, it's like you are now not, like you're not ashamed anymore of what brings you life force. You're not embarrassed by yourself anymore. You know, there was a lot of shame around who we wanted to be and how we wanted to do things and if we were going to be judged. And no, it's no longer, that's no longer happening. Prince of Autumn. So this is for those of you that are slowly moving forward into this. This is the guy who takes his time. He goes over every detail to make sure it's exactly how he wants it to be. So this is you kind of revisiting yourself, kind of examining yourself. As of this portal, you're now looking at things. Like I said, if this doesn't happen like that, you're going to slowly start to see the shedding of things that no longer serve you, but you're doing it for yourself. This isn't like something coming out from the external that's making things shed for you. You're doing it. It's not like a tower moment, you know, where things are just stripped away. You're doing this for yourself, and you're putting in the discipline and the work that you need to do for it. You know, this one says, you know, cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail. He's dependable, protective, chivalrous, and humorous. Yeah, so, and even if this, even if you aren't moving slowly and you're one of the ones that are being thrown into this and you're like, fuck yeah, I'm here and I'm like, I love who I am, it's only going to bring more of this. So it's like you're gonna, it's almost like you're starting over, like you've reached your peak and it's like you're starting a next level. Does that make sense? Like you're starting a next level is what that card feels like to me. And that's awesome. Whether it's slow or fast. But, you know, with this Chariot, it's movement. It's just movement in general. You know, you guys are all going to have this at one point, whether it's faster or slower. But definitely a lot of work been going on under the surface. Five of Spring. Yeah, so You've had a lot of conflict, a lot of either internal conflict going back and forth with wanting to show the world who you are, or conflict from like, the outside. I mean, the external conflict can sometimes bring internal conflict. Lots of people around you that are trying to tell you how to live, trying to tell you how to think and be and act and all of that, and you are now standing in your power. You're not worrying about all this bickering and he said, she said, and what, just all this conflict. Right here, it says opposing goals arising from differing opinions. Feeling at odds with yourself or others. Yeah, you're no longer doing that. You're no longer doing that. You're like telling, and this is like right above the Queen of Winter, you're like telling all these people to shut the fuck up. You are. And right now, with her being the queen, it's not the king yet. You could still be a little more blunt in how you're doing it. It could come off a little bit that way, but it's okay. Sometimes things need to be said. And it's okay. Like how I said, you're no longer feeling shame around speaking up anymore. For sure. For sure. And these things, the way you're speaking up, it doesn't have to be in a bad way. We're not looking at it anymore in a bad way. We're not feeling bad about it. We're not feeling shame. Awakening. Look at that. Yeah, totally. Yeah, change the way you're looking at the situation. Embrace your uniqueness. Yeah. And this one, I believe, is the Hangman. So for some of you guys, like I said, there was like or for some of you guys that, oh my gosh, I'm getting so many messages. Okay, so for some of you guys, there was a stall, and that was what this long period was. You guys completely stopped your life, in a sense of like what you want to do, the things that you like put it on halt. Because you didn't want it, you didn't want the reaction anymore. You didn't want the conflict that came with it. You didn't want the judgment and people laughing at you and just being in the spotlight, but in a negative way. You didn't want that anymore. So you put everything on pause. And like I'm saying, I'm getting this such a big message of like a catapult energy, like something just flinging you into where you need to be now, because it's been too long that you put yourself, your power on hold. Your awakening is coming in fast. And whether that be, like I said, whether it be fast, like that, like with, like, for me, like I felt it in like almost a day. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but like that one comment that lady made, I mean, it just like flipped a switch in me and something went off. I don't know. Some of you, like I said, it's a slow process, but it's going to feel like it's coming in fast, like it's a slow process, but it's starting. It started already. And it's going to, it's almost like when you look back years later to something and you're like, or high school, for example, you get out of high school and you're like, well, that went by fast. You know what I mean? It's like that. So like 4 years is 4 years. It's not like a short amount of time, but it felt fast. That's what I'm kind of picking up with this. Like, it's no matter what, no matter the pace of how it actually physically happens, it's coming in hot, So that's awesome. And a lot of this too, I'm getting like a really strong message of like ancestral karma. Like, a lot of you guys, like, we're dealing with like mother wounds or like just some type of ancestral karma that you got. Oh, and then look, I'm getting the chills. I don't know if you guys can even see that. I'm getting the chills. A lot of you guys are breaking this ancestral karma. And that's why, for a lot of you guys, I felt like this has been like a long, like 10-year process, like what I've been going through. A lot of you guys are being that, you're that person. You're that person. You are breaking the karmic cycle in your family. You are breaking the ancestral karma. And there's nothing more beautiful than that. 6 of Winter. Yeah, you're moving away from where you were. And, like I said, whether this is slow or quickly, you're moving away. No matter what. This says right here, positive changes on their way. A welcome relief from troubled times. Yeah. And that's right above the Chariot too. Like oh man, and at the bottom, Four of Summer, the Four of Wands. You guys are balanced. You guys are happy. You guys are feeling at home in your body now, like not just physically, but like you're feeling at home in your soul. You're not ashamed anymore. I love this. I love that this is happening for the collective right now. I just split the deck, and the Empress is on the cut part of the deck, Four of Summer and the Empress. When I was watching Queen Cup's reading for her, I don't even think it was a portal reading. I think it was just a reading that I just watched. She was just saying a lot of, oh no, it was a Lionsgate portal. The energy that everyone's embodying is this Empress, and that's what she was talking about. And how funny is that I'm picking up the same thing. You guys are like the Empress now. Like, you guys have done, the work, but you're like still doing the work, but like you're embodying your Empress energy now, like you now know you are that, whereas before you didn't even think that you could. I mean, all the suit cards that came out at the beginning, the King and the two Queens, you guys are like, I'm the shit now, when before you wouldn't even think that you could amount to that. And like I said, like some of you guys aren't even there yet. Like you're not even in that energy yet, but you know you will be, so you have full trust in it. You're not like, am I worthy of this? Imposter syndrome, at its best right now. No, there's no more of that. No more of that. You guys now know who you are. And I love that. That's awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. I feel like that was kind of it as far as like the messages that I was getting. This is a great portal this year though. And I've never really felt that drawn or like activated by these portals recently. I don't know if it's because I started doing my readings this year, or I did lose somebody last year that really catapulted me into ascending as well. So I think maybe that's why, but it's a collective thing. I'm telling you, like, it's not a coincidence that these other readers too that I resonate with are reading the same thing, and back to what I was saying at the beginning, if you don't resonate, it is A-okay. And that's the beauty of it all, like we're all multidimensional beings. And I personally feel like I'm part of multiple collectives. But if if these messages resonate with you, or if some of it does and some of it doesn't, take what resonates and leave the rest. I mean, I've always wondered why tarot readers say that so damn much, but it's like, yeah, I get it, because there's people out there that are like, that's not what this means, that doesn't resonate with me, and blah, blah, blah. Right here. That's all I gotta say. You're like not giving a fuck anymore. And I'm not either, We're now embracing our uniqueness. It says it right there. Embrace your uniqueness. Embrace who you are. You're not scared anymore. You're standing in your power. So good for you. So those are your messages for the Lionsgate portal. I hope they resonated. Sending lots of love and light. Take care.